it is my honor. And, you know, Bob has become a friend of mine over the years. And there are a lot of things that people don't know about me. Maybe we should start by putting up that confirmation picture. Come on. Can we have it? It's around here someplace. Come on. Put that up. You believe this? You see it? Isn't he cute? Not really. That was my confirmation. First Presbyterian Church in Queens, New York. And a great group of people, great minister. I still remember it well, although I'm a little bit older. That's my real hair, and that's my real hair, buddy. Well, it is an honor to be here, and I've always loved Iowa because the people of Iowa are hard-working people, something that we have to see a little bit more of in this country when you look at what's going on in the United States, what's going on with the country we love. We need people that work, and we need leadership that's smart. You know, interestingly, we're a free trade country, but it's not really free trade if you look at what's going on with the manipulation of other currencies, especially and in particular China. But free trade is okay if you have really smart leadership. When your leadership isn't up to par, when your leadership isn't smart, when in some cases your leadership is incompetent, free trade is really bad for us, believe me, because we're on the wrong end of the stick. So when I look at what's going on with this country, when I look at $17 trillion, a word that you didn't even hear 10 years ago, the word trillion, it didn't exist as far as we were concerned. Now that's all you hear, $17 trillion in debt. You look at deficits that are record-setting, and they're not going to get better. The market is false. You know, about 2 years ago, I said, I'm going to invest in the stock market. I was never a stock market person. But the market had to go up based on what they're doing with the Federal Reserve. It almost had to go up. I don't even consider it a great bet. And I've made a lot of money in the stock market because I said the market has to go up. They're giving you free money. But that's a false economy. And I better not speak too much about that because otherwise I'll have to sell my stock very quickly. But it's sort of a false economy. It's not real. When you look at unemployment, where they say it's 7.4, okay, 7.4, it's not 7.4, it's probably anywhere from 15 to 17%. It's incredible. In fact, the other day, the numbers came out, and the numbers were not good, and lots of bad things were happening. The only thing that happened good, it went from 7.5 to 7.4, and so people said, well, if everything's bad, how come it keeps going down? Because people stop looking for work, and they take them off the rolls. They don't count them. So if you're looking for a job and you give up, you're not counted. Now, they started doing this a number of years ago. How phony can anything get? It's not real, it's not right, and we're just kidding ourselves. So what are we doing? Our country is in serious trouble. We have problems like we have not had before. And we have jobs that are just disappearing. The Republican Party is in serious trouble because we have elections coming up. We have to win. We have to defeat Obamacare. We have to defeat it. Whether people like or don't like, it's killing business, and it's going to really kill. It's going to destroy, potentially destroy the base of the country. So when I see all of the different senators, whether it's Senator Lee, Senator Cruz, many others that are so strongly opposed to Obamacare, you have to give them credit for what they're trying to do. They know where we're going, and it's not a good place. So our country is in trouble, but our country has tremendous potential with the right leadership. Tremendous potential. We have so many different issues that have to be solved. I was listening to Bob, and I was listening to actually a couple of your speakers, and it is true. You need border security. You have to have it. I mean, it's like a sieve where people come in, and they stay for whatever they want. By the way, if people come in illegally, they get green cards, they get everything, then they go. Because their green card expires, and they go. Legally, they go. But people come in illegally. You need border security. It all starts. Either you have a country or you don't. It's very simple. You either have a country or you don't. And having a country starts with security at your borders. So you just cannot continue. You just cannot continue to do what we're doing right now. Now, when it comes to immigration, you have to do the right thing. You have to, in your own heart, you're dealing with lives, you're dealing with human beings, you have to do the right thing. But it's got to be done in a very, very smart and methodical method. The Republicans, every single one, let's say I hear the number, nobody knows what the number is, but I hear 11 million illegals. Well, I hear the number could be much higher than that. If you do something where they get a vote, just remember, and I think I was the first one to say it, I don't know if you remember, but I said this a long time ago when this first came up, every one of those people, virtually, will be voting Democratic. They're not voting Republican. And whether Senator Rubio is leading the fight, and that's the immigration fight, or not, it's irrelevant. They're just going to be voting Democrat. That's the way it is. And the Democrats have taken hold of this issue, and they love the issue. Do what's right, but be very careful, because it could be a death wish for the Republican Party. You're talking about 11 million people, you're talking about ultimately 37 to 50 million people, and you're not going to get those votes, or certainly you're not going to get them very easily. So you have to be a little bit careful. It's very, very important to the Republican Party. It's an important issue, but you have to do it properly. So that's immigration. Complicated. Almost so many different levels of fairness and unfairness, but it has to be handled properly. And you have to start with securing the borders. Period. Okay. When you look at what's going on with Social Security, Medicare and Medicaid, where the Republicans seem to want to do something, and I know they come on strongly and very strongly, and they're going to, do this, do that, and then all of a sudden it gets weaker as the campaign goes by, and by the end of the campaign they're not talking about it, then they bring it up again. The fact is, the way you solve Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security is by developing a really powerful engine, developing a really strong nation again, like we used to be. Not a nation that's borrowing trillions of dollars, much of it from China, not our friend, by the way, but much of it from China. Taking our jobs through job manipulation, money manipulation, and lots of other things. You really have to do something, and it has to be done properly. But when it comes to the engine, when it comes to the economy, if we could rev up this economy, and like it should be, not with false numbers like 7.4% unemployment, but with real numbers. And we could take back our jobs from China and say, you're not going to manipulate your currency any longer. It's very, very hard to buy product from our country. And I'm a victim of it also, because they manipulate better than anybody has ever manipulated a currency before, ever. Our product is better. It's better made. I know much about Chinese product, and I know about product from all over the world. I'm building all over the world. I just got the old post office on Pennsylvania Avenue. Can you believe this? You have the White House, you have Congress, and I'm building right in the middle, a great hotel. Can you believe this? It's going to be interesting.